Welcome here to Cavaliers TV as we get ready for tip-off between Champlain and Brébeuf here from St-Lambert, Quebec on this Friday evening in late January, the last January Friday of the month. And what is a pivotal matchup between Champlain and Brébeuf. Champlain is a must-win, whereas Brébeuf is now in a position where they must test 1, 2, 3. In a must-win situation here today, as it is a big matchup for Champlain, trying to get themselves back into the race of things here with the playoffs not so far away in a month from now. Up next is the starting lineup for both teams here, and we'll get ready for tip-off between Champlain and Brébeuf. Champlain, they'll be in their home grays with blue and white trim numeral. Brébeuf in their away burgundies with white numeral trim, moving towards this game here. Brébeuf 11-3, Champlain 4-11 coming into this game. Champlain have lost 4 of the last 5 games, and Brébeuf has won 6 out of the last 7 games here. They're 3-3 on the road. Brébeuf, Champlain 3-5 at home. And in fact, the last time they played, they defeated Edouard Montpetit 92-68. The last time these two teams played, it was a riot, a whitewash from Brébeuf as they won by over 50. What will the detail today? We'll find out. It is Champlain going left to right. It is Cardigan who will lead the way. Watch closely by number 5 in Ling He, who's one of the top hitters on this roster. Peart. From the center arc, backdoor, Diaz. No look. It's taken away rather quickly by Edouard, by Brébeuf. And here come the dynamic. And over it is he. Here's a launch from the distance. Splash going through. Miguez, 5 times led the team in scoring, had 15 against Champlain the first time around, 34 against Momo, and 5 times led the team in rebounding, and they're off and running. And they are number 1 in the conference at 88 points per game. Here's a transition 3. Nylon, back-to-back triples. And they are feeling it right now. They see lust and to the rim that it is right now. And Yanis Bamba, 4 times led the team in scoring, had 22 against Sherbrooke, 13 rebounds against St. Foy. And another one-and-done possession here for Champlain. He, drop pass, back out. Beautiful ball movement again from the Brébeuf dynamic. Here's a 3 from he. And the hat trick, not there, rebounded by Constant. And away come the Cavaliers, scoring about 64 points per game. They scored that number 8 times or more this year. And Champlain looking to calm the Burgundy waves down as they are off and flying from the blocks in this first minute 30 of this ball game. Kick out. Here's Constant from the right corner against Bamba. Into the paint he goes. Kick out to the far side. Diaz driving. 3 seconds left and a turnover by the Cavaliers. They have about 22 per game. They have 30 in the loss to Brébeuf. And right now, a disjointed start for the home side and a screamer of a start for the away side. 8:27 left here in this first quarter play. Ling He scoring about 7.5 points per game to Yanis Bamba. Looking to spread out the wealth of this Champlain zone. This goes out of bounds. And this will be last touched by who? And now the referees will converse, and this will be last touched by Champlain. It will remain St. Foy ball. Miguez, the inbounder on the far end line, or on the side out that is, and now posting up again is a kick out. Back out Miguez. He bounce pass, open space, and an easy 2 for Gab Bordage, who has led the team rebounding 3 times, had 14 against Oudoué, 8 times. Led the team in blocks, had 3 as well in one game here, and they're off and flying with the 8-0 lead. They are running right. Champlain now onto plan B, as plan A has not worked at all. Beauregard can't hit that. Rebounded by Brébeuf, and away comes Bamba, and he's got numbers up ahead. It is Bordage to his right. Bamba will take it himself, and he can't finish on that. Rebounded by Cardigan. Way is Talartin as he'll bring it back up with Constant to his left, and Constant will slow it down and back out to Cardigan with it. Watched by Bamba. 8-0 lead, and they are off and running here from St-Lambert. Pirouette, and Constant gets the first basket for the Cavaliers. 8-2 lead, 7:20 left here in the first quarter, and Champlain Women's is up 13-7 against Vanier in the women's game right now in St-Laurent. Bamba back out from the left elbow, and that is a perfect shot for Benoit. And a timeout called by Champlain. 10-2 lead, 7:09 left here. It's been a flamboyant start for the Dynamique de Brébeuf. And right now for the Cavaliers, it's been a very slow burn out of the gates. Welcome back here to Cavaliers TV. 10-2 lead for Brébeuf over Champlain. And on average, the Dynamique have won by almost 18 points a game. They won 51 points over Champlain, 47 against Sherbrooke. 7 times they scored 87 plus in the game. They scored 120 against Momo. And right now, at the clip that they're going at in the first 3 minutes of change, they're on their way to scoring 120 plus. And now it is Cardigan looking to keep the fizz in the bottle of Brébeuf. Looking to really keep them honest here on this defense. He watching Jean, now looking to his right, rolling to his right. He is watching him like a shadow out there. Constant now eyeball to eyeball, driving through the paint. Constant explodes, and he can't finish. He's fouled by Benoit, and he will go to the line for 2 shots here. Constant scoring about 22 a game. And again, twice led the team in scoring, had 22 and 29 points respectively against Edouard Saint-Foy. Made 19 field goals. Did not play in the first game against Brébeuf, and now at the line for the first time today, a 10-2 lead. And now in the game is Liam Gagnon for the first time today as Peart goes off and Constant at the line. Bamba along with Baudage is hanging around at the free throw line along with Ndome and Talertin. First attempt for Constant, who's shooting about 53% from the line. And he breaks it from the front iron, and now his second attempt here coming for Constant. Looking to get himself on the board. And he will do so. A 10-3 lead now in the game for the first time is Boubaz, scoring about 8.5 points per game this year. In the first half of the game against Champlain, they were 19-36 Brébeuf. Champlain was 6 of 33 in the early going in that first half against the Dynamique of Brébeuf. Bamba explodes, looking like a starburst out there, and a tigerish finish by him on a box office ending in a 12-3 lead for the Dynamique Brébeuf. Jean trying to return the favor as he's watched by He, now circling back up the center arc, looking for an overload to the right, trying to find a cutter. He can't find it yet. Goes out to Gagnon, and now Jean with it with 5 left in the shot clock. Jean's 3. Rims out, rebound, saved, ran to He out of bounds, and he was trying to get the outlet going forward, and this will be a foul, it appears, or now this will be Champlain ball with 14 left in the shot clock, 6:15 left on the game clock. Jean, the inbounder on the end line, a source of about 9 bodies hanging around the free throw line. And a foul will be called on 22 in Baudage. And already 2 team fouls for Brébeuf with 6:15 left here in this first quarter play. Baudage is first. That ball is deflected off of Bamba. Last touch. It will be Champlain ball, part 2. Shot clock did not start yet, so 14 remains there. And now you have to wonder for Cardigan, can he find a clean pass in? And he looks to his right, finds down, back out. Here's Ndome to the left side. Swung out to Cardigan, looking eyeball to eyeball. That's to his left side. Now is Ndome in the end line, going up a double team over Miguez. He can't finish. Put back, not there. And this goes back to Brébeuf as the Brébeuf offense now making their way up court. 6:04 left. Bamba up ahead. He comes. Yanis Bamba. Going to his left. Bamba turning, going, swung around. Extra pass from the center right down And the one pass too many theory was applied that time, as Brébeuf had a chance for a three, shooting 21% from distance, but opted for the pass, but went out of bounds, and back to Brébeuf it goes with 10 left in the shot clock. He, around Gagnon, helped out by Taloctin, and now back out to Bamba, who goes now to the middle. Looking for the Bambi on ice move, and he does not connect, rebounded by Cardigan, and now he will look up ahead, looking to get this ball moving forward for the Cavaliers. Shooting about 33% this year, 11th in the conference is the team, and 4 times they shot 40% or better in a game. So they have to start hitting their shots, down by 9. Here's a center arc shot. That is off the range, rebounded by Brébeuf, and now he will bring it back up with 5:20 left here in this first quarter of play. He goes coast to coast, and he almost put a poster up there for the holiday season for the 2023 Christmas card, and it does not go through. And back with his Comstock now going to the left, going through with the Euro. He's fouled by he, and now he will go to the free throw line with 5:08 left in this first half. Some first-class deliveries by both teams. Now in the game for the first time today is Michael Reese, scoring about 5 a game. He going off as he gets his first personal of the day. 5:08 left here, 12-3 lead. Constant at the line, trying to show a little bit of ruthless aggression out there. Constant's first attempt is no good. Rims out. Diaz about to come back in for the Cavaliers. No subs lined up yet for Brébeuf, as they did bring in Reese before the first shot was taken. Now Constant looking to go 1 for 2. And the attempt is no good. Rebound right over to Brébeuf, and now here comes Brébeuf. Reese's first touch. Here is Bamba. Eyeball to eyeball with Constant. Going to his right. Bamba backing up, swung out, and that ball. And the first turnover going to Brébeuf. They have about 20 a game, had 18 against Champlain. 26 times they've had that many turnovers twice in the matchup this year. And now that will go to play and right back to Champlain with 4:53 left here in this first quarter of play. And it will be Diaz, the inbounder, with 2 lording at the corner sticks of the court. And now Taloctin trying to get his shirt tucked into his shorts. And away we go. Genius in the game for the first time as well. Here's Diaz back with it. Diaz has led the team scoring 9 times, had 12 against Brébeuf the first time around. Taloctin with it. Eyeball to eyeball against Reese. Back out to Ndomi, facing up, backing up. Now looking for the post play of Genius, who is one of the top hitters from 3 this year for the Cavaliers. Sidecar pass to Taloctin. He's whistled, and a foul will be called with 4:35 left here. And now about to come back in the game is Edouard Benoit along with Giorgio Azzi for the first time today in this matchup. So with that, 14 fouls on Brébeuf, 12-3 lead, 4:35 left here, Champlain. Not far away from the bonus. Here's Gagnon. Switch of play back over to Ndomi. Looking now, posting up, pirouetting his way through with the left. He's short rebounded by Brébeuf, and away comes Azzi now with it. Miguez. Here's a 3 from the far side. Nylon. Big shot going through. Benoit, 4 times led team in scoring. Had 30 points versus Vandy, 2 steals versus Sherbrooke. And again, one of the leading scorers on this team on this roster. And this is a whistle. This is a travel. This is a turnover against Champlain. And this has been a disjointed start for them, down by a score of 15-3. 4:03 left here in this quarter. Now side out for the Dynamic. Benoit inbounded back over. Azzi. Miguez. Call for the foul. And this will be a turnover on the Dynamic. And back over to the Cavaliers it goes as Brébeuf try to find their wins here as Lamarche goes back in. Champlain in a trail there in deep red ink of 12-point deficit. And right now it is Brébeuf swimming in black ink. And it is Berard. Here is Diaz. Diaz going up. Too strong. And now it is Brébeuf off and running. Reese with it. Swung back out to the near side it comes. Azzi driving, looking, going. Look the right to the left. Short rebound. Genius. And over to Taloctin with this. He will bring it back up court. Looking for options to work with. Drop pass over. And here is Taloctin, who's now at the point guard position for this sequence. Taloctin trying to find an alley. He can't find it yet. 6 times has led the team rebound. Had 11 against Brébeuf. Genius Talentin. Whistle, travel, and a turnover by Champlain. 3:17 left here in this first quarter of play. As now it is Isaac Pierre-Louis making his first appearance, along with Bamba back in the game. And going off is Miguez with Reese. So Mike Shemilewski going deep into his bench. And you can see this team throwing a couple of flying elbows from the top rope today with this 15-3 lead. Azzy, back out it comes. Sidecar pass, now looking for options to work with. Now trying to find an alley. He finds Bamba from the center arc against Genius, going to the right. Bamba explodes, and he's fouled. A thunderbolt finish, and it was almost a cool ending on that play. Now free throws for Bamba coming up here on this play. Bamba this year, 58% free throw shooter, scoring 13.5 points per game for the year. Brébeuf is second in the conference at 69% per game. 6 times shot, 70%, 81 against Dawson College. And they definitely have been efficient from the free throw line this season when it comes to their effort. Second attempt, and Bamba misses. And that is up in the air, right back over. Reload now for 14-second shot clock. Brébeuf, Bamba's got it with 10 left in the shot clock. Bamba, swung around. Here's a launch. Nylon. Absolutely perfect geometry on that shot coming through from Benoit, who's a 34% three-point shooter. And for the year, they're shooting 28% from three, 6 times shot, 20% or better. 42% against Momo was their best clip. And they make about 7 threes per game this year. And they're definitely on their way up by a score of 18-3. Stolen, and now here comes Benoit. The layup is short. He's fouled by Berard. And now we'll go to the line for 2 free throws coming up. So a bit of a disjointed effort here from Berard along with Lamarche. They had a bit of quick conversation with 2:24 left here in this first quarter of play. And at the line, looking to add to the total with an 18-3 lead is Brébeuf. And it'll be Benoit, who's shooting about 78% from the free throw line. And that free throw attempt will help improve the percentage point. And right now, Brébeuf has crashed without apology in this first quarter play. A high-profile team looking to get back to the Nationals for the first time since 2018. And it's Constant coming back in as going off will be Talentin. It will be Constant the inbound. And now Brébeuf looking like they're going to apply a bit of a press here to give a little bit of heat on this cold Friday evening indoors. It is Diaz who will now be watched by Bamba. Diaz, kick out, right corner 3, Lamarche opposite for the drive, and he lost the handle and perhaps one too many dribbles with 2:08 left here in this first quarter of play. Bamba now going to his left, kick out now. Azzy looking for help, can't find it yet, sidecar pass, and with his Bamba's 3. Back heel, rebound, right over to Champlain. Constant in a tug of war with it, along with Pierre-Louis. And with 1:55 left, it will be a foul on Brébeuf. And now, free throws coming up here for the home squad, down by a score of 23 in this first quarter of play from St-Lambert, Quebec. At the line is Constant once more. 23 lead here, 1:55 left in this first quarter play. Constant's first attempt of this sequence is no good. And that is probably one of his flaws, is his free throw shooting so far this season has not been as effective as it hopes to be. And lacking the conviction. And Champlain has lacked the purchase so far in this first quarter, played down by a score of 20-4 as he's 1 for 2. Jean now in the game. And going off is Lamarche with 1:55 left here in this first quarter of play. Can't man the panic stations yet here for Champlain, but it is awfully close for the alarm bells to start going off with them down by 16 in this first quarter of play. Bamba looking over. Boubez. Here's a 3. Benoit is feeling it. Couldn't get it that time. Rebound through a sea of hands and a reload. And now with it is Brébeuf, another chance to go for it again, as they are one of the top rebounding teams, number 1 in the conference at 44%. And a pirouette move is blocked by Berard, and it remains Brébeuf ball. This is almost like a power play, a cul-de-sac right on one-way traffic. And they get the basket here up by a score of 22-4 with 1:18 left here. Cardigan with it once more. Jean backing up. Constant up and over. Acrobatic and emphatic. 22-6 lead. 1:05 left here in this first quarter of play. And now back with it is Bamba. Bamba going up. Very tigerish. And he gets fouled on that play with 58.5 left here. Free throws coming up here for the visitors from Côte de Neige. And now it is Bamba at the line once more. And they've been browsing and they've been hitting the mark so far today. Brébeuf up by 16, and they can add to the insurance policy of 16 to perhaps make it 17, if not 18-point gap with 58.5 left here in this first quarter of play. And Bamba is lacking the finish on that one. And now a second attempt here with a 58.5 left. 58.5 left here in this first quarter play. 22-6 lead. Bamba at the line once more. And he will hit on that one. It's now 22-7 lead. 23-6 lead, I beg your pardon. And now it's Cardigan with it as he's watched by Pierre Louis as he'll babysit his every step of the way. Down to the near side he goes. Jean driving, looking, back out to Diaz on the far side. Diaz jabbing, now attacking the rim. Kick out to the near side. Flash James' three is short. Rebound saved by Brébeuf to Bamba, who goes into the first row of the Champlain bench. Champlain shooting about 23% from three this year, which is dead last in the conference. They shot 30% 3 times or better, 33% against Momo, which was their highest, and they make about 7 threes per game. In fact, what makes it unique for them, they were 12 of 33 from three against Sherbrooke. In 5 games, they had 10 threes or more. It's a high consumption of threes, but very low return on the investment value. And they're now down by a score of 23-6 with 37.4 left here in this quarter of play. He looking for an option to work with. Back to the low place. Miguez, switch of play. Bamba's played a lot of the minutes so far. He's fizzing, backing, pirouetting, extra pass, going up end line. And the finish with an autograph from Dravakos, who's scoring about 2 points per game. Had seen action in 10 games, shooting 50% from the field, 10 of 20, 18 defensive rebounds. And now Champlain playing for the last shot, down by a score 25-6. And at the death, and that is the end of the first quarter play. Champlain is down 25-6. Stay tuned here on Cavaliers TV. Champlain. Thank you. Thanks, Nick. Best.
Sorry? I turned the volume down, yeah. I'll turn it back up. Whoever's playing it needs to turn it. It was you?
Welcome back here to Cavs TV. Champlain shooting 2 of 11 the first quarter play. Brébeuf 9 of 17, 4 of 8 from 3-point land. In fact, their threes have been more than the field goal output for Champlain this first quarter of play. 9 rebounds for the Dynamic, 9 for Champlain. However, 8 turnovers for the Cavaliers, 2 for the Dynamic. Top point getter was Edouard Benoit with 10, and for Champlain, 6 for Constant, and that is it. It is Brébeuf 25, Constant 6. It's been easy in the eye for the visitors and not so great for the home squad. And the visitors have hit the ground running this game, as right now for the Cavaliers, those margins are starting to tighten, with this being game number 16 with 6 to go. And they're chasing the 8th spot, and they are running out of racetrack. And a whistle caught in 2 minds. And that will be a foul instead, as it looked like that Bordage was going to be dead to rights. And this will be Champlain on defense. Brébeuf back in the attack. Miguez, the inbounder on the end line, with Benoit and Bordage out there. Here is Bordage. He can't finish. Jean with the recovery, and he will bring it back up court as he explodes with Bamba on him. Very good looking team right now are the Dynamic, chasing a top 2 spot. Diaz, whistle, foul, Berard, and a turnover against the Cavaliers as Brébeuf stood their ground, and Berard was called for the infraction with 9:33 left here in this first half of play. Brébeuf back on the front. Here they come. Bamba adding some steel to this offense. Miguez adding the regal quality to this offense. And here is Miguez. Quiet first quarter, and he was caught, and now here's Constant, and flight forward takes off for the dunk. He has all 8 points for Champlain, and now he left an autograph on the rim. Champlain up by a score 25-8. He will flip one back. Miguez saves it, and Constant will be called for the foul. And Miguez was dead to rights on that situation, and this will be back over to Brébeuf with 9:03 left here in this first half of play. And a triple sub as Pierre comes back in along with Ndomi. And I beg your pardon, this is going to be 2 double sub here. Miguez the inbounder on the inside. Back out to Bamba. Bamba from the free throw line. Backing up. Bamba going up with the left and in for 2. Yanis Bamba showing the delicious control and finish of epic class. And now Jean going up. He's rejected this time by Bordage. They have about 4 blocks per game, and the transition play does not go through. They had no blocks against Champlain. That's the first block in the second game of their season battle here. And in fact, they had 14 blocks in the last 2 games. So quite the anomaly that they were number 1 ranked in the conference, but no blocks against Champlain early in the season in November. Bordage. Back out in the sidecar pass from Bubaz. Back out to Bamba. Switch of play. Saved by Reese. Now in the paint. Fadeaway is good. Execution flawless. Played in 4 games. Shooting 41% from the field. 5 offensive rebounds coming to this game. Has made 5 threes this year. And now 29-8 lead. Peart. Bounce pass. Stolen. Recovered. Loose ball. Still alive. Whistle. 8:08 left. And now with this being Champlain ball. And Champlain has 3 team fouls already. None for Brébeuf in this quarter. Jean, bounce pass. Diaz posting up. And his first 2 points. And now they are in double digits. 29-10 lead. 8 minutes left in this first half of play. With it is Reese. Here's Bamba. He's played a heavy load of minutes so far in this game. Mike Shemlewski said, as we move towards February, we want to make sure these guys are fresh for the peak moments. And that peak moment for Reese does not go through. Rebounded by Ndomi. And back over to Cardejon comes as he pushes the pace up to Diaz down the left side. No look pass over to Constant. In the paint he goes. He pirouettes over, bouncing off the body. And that will be a whistle and a foul against Bubez. And now free throws come up here for Constant with 7:33 left here in this first half of play. Benoit will come back in for the Dynamic. And Bubez will go off for Saint Foy. Constant deep breath. And the first attempt, no good. 7:33 left here. 29-10 lead for Brébeuf over Champlain in this first half of action from St-Lambert, Quebec. Second attempt. And Constant hits in that one. Teams this year shooting 62% against Champlain. Champlain made 61% of their free throws. They're 3 of 4 in the first half against Brébeuf the first time around. Bamba dancing, back out it comes. And now going through is Benoit. Head fake, Euro, finger roll, no good. Rebounded by Jean as he will bring it back up court. Jean looking, kick out to Constant, who has, again, the bulk of the points so far for the Cavaliers. Here's Pierce 3. That too much depth on that shot. Rebounded right over to Bogdaj. And away comes Bamba, the triple Bs, the killer bees. They've been killing the Cavaliers so far. Bogdaj, kick out. Reese now to the near side, tripping up, losing his balance. Back over it comes to Benoit. Benoit against Jean. He's got the size matchup in his favor. Reese now back to Benoit through the legs. Back in he goes into the jungle he is, and into the apex he is, and that is a 31-11 lead. And right like that right there, 20-point lead with 6:38 left here. Same script, same teams, different venue. And right now it's up to script that Champlain likes in this game against Brébeuf. Jean. Back out. Here's a 3 from Constant. Misses. Rebound by Bogdaj. And away comes Yanis Bamba. Bamba's got 2 options. Now making 3 to his left. He's hooked by Cardi Jean. And that will be the 4th team foul on Champlain with 6:16 left here in this first half. As now coming back in the game will be Miguez along with Azzi. And now it will be Taloctan coming in for the Cavaliers.
Euro on offense, Euro.
Barak going off. And again, for the Cavaliers, looking to stop the bleeding. It's been paper cuts nonstop. And with his Benoit, he finds his way through, and he's fouled. And will go to the line for 2. And again, we talked about the free throw shooting this year. The field goal shooting top end in the conference at 45% for Brébeuf. 7 times they shot 45% or better. 50% against Edouard Montpetit. And at the line once more. And they were fantastic against Champlain. Again, 19-36 in the first half. 45% in the game itself. And now Benoit makes a 32-11 lead with 6:09 left here in this first half. Second attempt is good, so 33-11 lead. And now it is Constant. Back out to Diaz as he will bring it back up court. Diaz now trying to work his way through. Diaz, sidecar pass over to Constant. On the left side he goes against He Strong, and he's fouled. And we'll go to the line for 2 shots coming up. And now back in the game will be Pierre-Louis. Going off is He and is Constant at the line. And he's been so far the piston of this Champlain offense here. He's been in form, and the Cavaliers have been out of form in this game. Only scoring 11 points in the first 14 and change of this matchup here. 33-12 lead now for the Dynamic of Brébeuf. And the Cavaliers have to figure it out here. They must use their trickery and magic to get back in this game as they're down by a score of 33-13. Back out it comes. Miguez. Post play. Facing up. Going the end line. Kick out. Save. Right at the lip. And now back over it comes. Switch of play near side. Stolen. And nearly stolen. And as you know, saved up. 3 seconds left in the shot clock. That's intercepted by Diaz like a DB out there as he brings it back up, surveying the options, crossing back now into the paint. He goes to the far side. It comes. Facing up is Constant on the end line, splitting through, fade away off the window, no good. Rebound, 50-50 right over to Brébeuf it comes. And here is Bogdaj as he will now drop it over to Azzi. In the paint he goes. Benoit. Miguez's jumper. And 1. Omar Miguez scored about 17 a game. And he's showing his versatility and his shooting range as, again, using the poison elegance, the permanent class of Miguez, the guile, the flair merchant that he is, And using the tricks and touches on that shot to make it now a massive lead for the Dynamic with 5:06 left here in this first half of play. And now it's a 37-13 lead. And with his Cardigan, this will be the ultimate great escape if Champlain can pull it off. Here's Jean from the center rock. They'll need this. He can't hit it. Rebound, Bordage. Up ahead to Benoit. That's from one B to the other B. And now looking to connect it to the letter C. And this will be a whistle in the play and a turnover against Brébeuf. A rare miscue for them. And right now this has definitely been a perfect script of writing by this Brébeuf team here. And they have definitely been in control of this game from tip-off to present moment right now. They've led from start to present, pole to pole position right now. They have definitely been effective. Swung out to the far side. Here is Jean, fouled either by Pierre-Louis or by number 21 and Benoit. And Cardigan will go to the line for the first time today. Cardigan had 10 points against Dawson, 7 times, led the team in assists. Had 2 versus Brébeuf, has made 41 field goals this year. And for the year, shooting from the line, 75%. And the Cavaliers shooting 62% this year. 7 times they made 62% plus. Had shot 75% against John Abbott this year. And now they'll need a few more of those. Down by a score 36-13 in this first half with 4:32 left here in this opening half. And with that, a 36-14 lead. Azzi, we'll bring it back up court. Lectured by Diaz, and now back out it comes. Here is Pierre-Louis. Azzi facing up against Gagnon. Talocten now switches back out to Miguez. On the left side, jumper looking good, and that hits the back heel. Rebound right over to Jean to Diaz it goes, and here's Talocten on the run. Jean swung out to Gagnon, looking for his first shot of this quarter play. Diaz now trying to negotiate and author something. Back out to Jean, who goes on his left, strong, blocked, rebound, and now back with his Brébeuf. Miguez in transition. Here comes the chance, and here comes the layup, and it's good this time for Dravakos. 4 points for him. Timeout called by Dan Martin, and right now the sun is shining on Brébeuf and exposing the Cavaliers' flaws in this first half as they're down by a score of 38-14 with 3:43 left here in this first half. Welcome back here to Cavs TV. 38-14 lead for the Dynamic over Champlain from St-Lambert. 3:43 left here in this first half of action. Has been all, and I mean all, Brébeuf in this game here. The Burgundy deluge has been rampant. It's been coming thick and fast. And right now for the Cavaliers, they're just trying to survive the waves and hopefully get into the team talk at halftime, down by a reasonable score. And right now this has been a reasonable score for Brébeuf, beg your pardon, up by a score 38-14. Here's the 3 for Diaz. That's off the radar, and now back up ahead. Here comes Pierre-Louis as he will glide, push the ball down low. Transition over Diaz, and perfect by Bordage. As again, he's been phenomenal. He's been a poacher of points in the paint. Now 40-14 lead for the Dynamic of Brébeuf. Genius now with it. Gagnon from the center arc. Talocten posting up on the left elbow edge. Going to the paint he goes. Jean from the right side. Back out, swung around. Diaz. Working the high-low. He now drives. Going for a deep 3. And a violation. They'll play the advantage, and away comes Brébeuf, as it will be Dravakos who will switch back out. Miguel's got a lane. Kick out, far side to Pierre-Louis. They are playing swashbuckling basketball, champagne basketball at its finest, and now 42-14 lead. They're just finding the holes and this easily going through without any resistance from the home squad with 2:34 left here in this first half. Diaz, here's another three. Nylon, big shot for Steven Diaz. They need that three, and they're shooting this year, again, 23% from distance. And opponents this year have shot 26% against Brébeuf. Champlain shot 15% against the Dynamique first time around. Miguez, Pierre-Louis, splitting, up and over. Acrobatic and emphatic as he alleviated the resistance, the danger presented to him. Now 44-17. Genius. Jean. Back out to Diaz. Switch of play. Gagnon. Left corner three. He needs it. And he misses it. Rebound, Talartin. Going up. Too strong. Rebound right to Bamba. 1:45 left here in this first half of play. And now he'll go back to Travaco. Stolen by Jean. Tipped away. And this will go over. Back over to the Dynamique. And the basketball was not recovered in time yet. And it's Pierre-Louis who will have a chance to get this on the road. And it appears Diaz will be taken off because there's blood in his hand. And Pierre will come in for...
Just need tape on your thumb. Just the thumb. The jersey's okay.
And it will be Brébeuf ball on the side out here is Pierre-Louis who will inbound the ball. Constant watching him. 1:41 left here in this first half of play. Bamba back over. With it is Theodore Papa in the game for the first time. And the pass was immaculate as Travacos gets his 6th point of the day. And the assist total, they have about 18 per game. Number 1 in the conference. 5 times they hit down Marco Moore. Had 19 against Champlain. And now a 46-17 lead. Here's a three. Miss by Genius. Saved out of bounds. And this will be Champlain ball with 1:14 left on the game clock. 14 left on the shot clock. Jean looking for the inbound. And with it now is Constant. And back out it comes. Genius. Whistle. Foul. Turnover. And this will be Brébeuf going back the other way. And with 1:10 left in this first half. Brébeuf looking like they are in pole position to go into the first half team talk with a comfortable lead. Brébeuf will face a Huntsic in Vanny in the month of February, and that is where it could get very tricky and really shake up the top 4 spots in the Quebec Conference, with Dawson lurking around as well. Bamba on the end line. Back open, bounce pass through, and that was a quick shot. Missed this time by Baudage, and this goes out of bounds and back over to Champlain with 53.5 left here in this first half of play. Diaz will come back in the game for Constant. Talartin, the inbounder. And now you see Brébeuf applying a bit of a press as Diaz will bring it back up court. Here's Cardi Jean. Jean now will look over at options he's got to work with. Diaz from the center arc, driving, looking, kick out Jean's three. Nylon, big shot for Cardi Jean. And they get that three, splashing his way through. And that's a big shot for them. They have about 13 assists per game. 6-game streak of 13-plus assists. Had 7 against Brébeuf, and that was a big assist for Diaz. 46-20 lead with 24 seconds left in this first half. Bamba now for the return serve. Cannot find the ace. Rebounded by Talartin. 16 seconds left here in this first half. Shot clock is off. And now Theo Talartin will bring it up to the near side. Diaz, corner pocket three. He can't connect. Rebounded this time by Baudage. 6 seconds left here. Baudage, he'll take it. Baudage, extra pass. Reese at the death. No good. At the end of the first half, Brébeuf 46, Champlain 20. Stay tuned here on Cavaliers TV. Welcome back here to Cavs TV. Second half action about to begin. Looking at the first half stats, Brébeuf shot 18 of 33, Champlain 6 of 27. Benoit with 14, Bamba with 10 for the Cavaliers. Constant with 11 of the 20 points. Champlain 10 turnovers to the 5 for Brébeuf. And 4 threes and 2 for Champlain. 21 rebounds to 16 for Brébeuf over Champlain. And we're underway here. It is Miguez back out, looking for options to work with. And what will the Cavaliers do? And the first one and done possession for the visitors. And now back with it is Champlain. It is Cardigan. Peart. Jean with it. Back out to Diaz against He. Jean from the center arc, looking for options to work with. And now Diaz will back up. Eyeball to eyeball with He. Looking now. Eyeball. 3-ball. No ball. Rebounded this time by Brébeuf. And away comes Bogdage as He will bring it back up court and back over to Miguez. Transition 3. Nylon. Nothing but a splash from 3 for Miguez. And he makes that. And we talk about three-point shooting this year. They have been phenomenal from distance so far in this game. And that matchup so far, 49-20 lead. Goes out of bounds. Another empty possession for the Cavaliers. And back to Brébeuf it comes with 8:58 left here in this third quarter play. Champlain has given up 76 points per game. Brébeuf 69 points per game. And right now, the Dynamic are on their way to surpassing that number once again. Here's Bamba. He driving with the left. Bamba with the extra pass. Finding his way through the arts and crafts. Ever so evident. Bogdage with the finish on that play. And back up ahead to Cardigan. Jean with the teardrop. And he can't hit that one. Another one and done. Peart with the rebound. And back over to Diaz. Constant. Off balance, and he is short. Rebound saved by Benoit, and back over it comes to Miguez. 3-on-2. He driving, hooking, back over Miguez, split through, and he got that ball taken away. 8:09 left here in this quarter play. 51-20 lead, and already a 5-0 run for Brébeuf. And now it is Diaz. Constant. Another teardrop, and he misses. Another one and done possession for the Cavaliers, and back over to He comes. And here is Benoit. And that's stolen. A rare miscue. Peart now with it. Diaz is far right. Peart jabbing. 3. Can't connect. Rebounded by Benoit. And now Miguez will bring it back up with Bamba to his right and 2 to his left. And Domi about to come back in for the Cavaliers on the next dead ball. Here's Bamba around Peart. Bamba up and over. Rebound. Reload, 3. Can't hit front iron from He. Rebound again by Bogdage. Another reload. And now back over to Benoit. It's one-way traffic. And going up strong is Benoit. And right now they are hunting in packs. And they have definitely been the kings of the manor in a 53-20 lead. And this has been a 7-0 run for Brébeuf. And just like how they started the game off with an 8-0 run, they start off this second half with a 7-0 run. It was 7:17 left here in this third quarter play. Diaz stolen, and now it is Benoit. He can't get that to Bamba as he lost his geography of where he was on the court. And this will be back over to the Cavaliers. Champlain only had 33 rebounds in the loss to Brébeuf the first time. 31 rebounds against Thetford Fillon, beg your pardon. Having about 37 rebounds per game. Meanwhile, for the Dynamic, 8 times they have 44-plus rebounds, had 48 against Champlain. And another empty possession. Now here's He with it as he will bring it back up court. He swung out. Miguez in the paint with the right and in for the deuce. 55-20 lead. And it is a 9-0 run. And Brébeuf is off and flying, and they have definitely been fantastic and a compelling watch so far today, oozing with intent. Stay tuned here on Cavaliers TV. Welcome back to Cavs TV. 6:45 left here in this quarter of play. And it's been a 9-0 run for Brébeuf over Champlain in this matchup. And for the Cavaliers, it's been a quizzical effort. And for the Dynamic, it's been a star-like effort in this matchup. Diaz, stolen. Bamba with the interception. And now here he comes. Around Peart he goes. Bamba losing the handle as he nutmegs Cardigan. Long ball through. And Domi breakaway. And the two-handed slam is missed by him. And with it is Miguez. Miguez caught in two minds. And that will be a turnover by him. And this will go back over to the Cavaliers. Brébeuf, 9.5 steals. Twice. They had 26 in the game, or 18 in the game against Champlain. 12 against Edouard Montpetit. Champlain, about 10 steals per game. Had 10 steals in the loss to Brébeuf earlier this season. Constant and Domi, right end line, rejected by Bogdash, out of bounds. It will be Edouard Brébeuf ball, or Champlain ball, big part of Brébeuf on defense. It will be Ndomi on the inbound. Now we have a lineup of about 9 bodies looking to split through. Here's Peart back out to Cardigan. And Jean watched by he. And that ball saved by Diaz. And it is going to be Diaz with the fade. And that goes in for 2. And Steven Diaz using the left channel to the center of the park. And a 55-22 lead. And they now get their first 2 points of the half. Down by 33. He. And up and over. That is a big man play by Bogdash using his deltoids. And now 57-22 lead. It's been non-stop flying elbows from the top rope from the Dynamic of Brébeuf. And Domi. Now going right to left. And Domi looking. Diaz on the right end line. Strong. And caught in two minds was what his execution was not there. And now it is Benoit going up with the left. He can't finish. Rebounded by Diaz. And he will bring it back up court with the Domi to his left. Diaz will go by himself. Diaz is blocked. And this goes right over to he. And they go from one end to the other end, back the other way. And he will bring it back up as he goes coast to coast. And he can't finish. So both teams lacking the finish right now on the end product. And the Domi going up for the dynamic finish on that play. So we go from one end to the other end. And finally, Domi gets to go through. 57-24 lead. 4:49 left here in this quarter of play. Miguez. Bamba. Launch. Rebound. Diaz. 4:40 left here in this quarter. Pirouette. Behind the back. He's short. Rebounded by Miguez. And now here they come. 3-on-2. Miguez with the Euro step. He will stop it back over as they reload once more. He. Bogdash. He. Benoit. Beautiful spacing underneath the basket. Losing the handle. And this will be a Brébeuf ball with 7 left on the shot clock. 4:16 left on the game clock. And now in the game will be a triple sub and a double sub for Champlain and Brébeuf respectively. And will be Brébeuf ball, 7 seconds left on the end line. Miguez the inbounder. And he finds Bubez. Miguez, 4 seconds left. Bubez at the death, in for 2. And Bubez had 9 rebounds against John Abbott, 11 rebounds against Sherbrooke, 2 steals against Momo. Has made 52 field goals this year and a 59-24 lead. Lamarche with it. Twice led the team in blocks. Carl Lamarche has made 26 field goals, 13 threes, and 12 offensive rebounds. Talactin, 5 seconds left. Looking, head fake, backdoor. Gagnon, Genius for 3. Side rim, Genius reload. Second bite of the cherry is better. And a 59-26 lead, 33-38 left here in this third quarter play. And it is looking like Brébeuf in the third quarter could be on their way to victory. Here's a jumper from Miguez, and he will definitely make it look silky smooth out there. It's been a second half show for Brébeuf, up by a score 61-26 with 3:17 left here in this quarter play. And right now, when Champlain thinks they have the answers, Brébeuf changes the questions on them. Talactin. Lamarche. 3. Rims out. Rebound. And this will go as a whistle. And this will remain Champlain possession here with 2:58 left. And the first foul took almost over 7 minutes here to get that first foul for either side. And this will be Champlain ball. And Domi will be the inbounder. 2:58 left here. And Lamarche, very sneaky on that play as he went backdoor. 61-28 lead, 2:50 left here in this quarter play. And about to come in the game will be Chris Hu for the first time today. Center arc three. Splash going through for Reese. 35% from three this year, making 5 points per game. Reese gets his first triple of the day. And again, three-point ball has been spectacular today for Brébeuf. Up by a score 64-28. Gagnon with another splash right there. 15 points over Momo, 29-101 from three-point range, and 32 defensive rebounds. For the Cavaliers, 64-31 lead. Near side it comes. Here's Dravakos. She had a great first half. Reese back-to-back triples. No. Rebound. Put back. And the forensic touch coming through for Bubez. Almost scoring 9 a game. And now 66-31 lead. And right now for the Cavaliers, trying to get out of this quarter alive with 1:45 left here in this third period of play. Talartin with it. Backing up. Back over to Cardijan as he backs up. As he now looks to see what happens now with 5 left in the shot clock. Met by Reese. Jean going to his right. Jean strong. Jean in for 2 and 1. And he will go to the line for the potential 3-point succession right here. And for the Cavaliers. Looking to make this a bit more closer before the end of the third quarter play here. If there's one edge Champlain had in the first game, they had 10-9 offensive rebound edge over Brébeuf on November 22nd. And that free throw goes through. And right now it was a 21-16 edge and 4-4 the offensive rebounds, but Brébeuf might have had the monopoly now in the offensive rebounds in this quarter play. 1:20 left in this quarter play. Here is Dravakos. Back out Pierre-Louis. Pirouettes his way through. Pierre-Louis is going to the end line, but no foul called. And Talartin now is going to be hip check with 1:08 left here in this quarter play. So right now for the Cavaliers, unfortunately another slow start for them out of the gates. And now could they get this going through for them? Because it does not get any easier. They have a Hunsick and Vanny on the road coming up, going towards February. Talartin's three. Nylon. Big shot for him. 66-37 lead. And with it is Brébeuf on the run. Head fake. Dravakos is short. Rebound with 42 seconds left. Talartin will bring it back up court as he will now look for options. Talartin off balance. Whistle. And Théo Talartin will go to the line. Had six times led the team in rebounding. Had 11 versus Brébeuf, 25 offensive rebounds, has made 15 field goals this year. And now at the line for this third quarter period of play. And he misses the first one. And with 34.4 left here, 66-37 lead. Champlain rebounding well as they have now scored 17 points in this quarter as they were down 9-0 in the third quarter play. And this will go back over to the dynamic. Back over. Here's Pierre-Louis. Splitting. No foul call. Talartin with the stolen ball. Champlain again trying to work their way through. And Pierre-Louis might be called for the foul. 18.3 left here in this quarter of play. So we went 7 and a change with no fouls. And now Brébeuf is taking 4 in the last 3 minutes, less 2.5 minutes or so. And now free throws here for Talartin. And he makes the first one. Second attempt here for Théo Talartin. And he misses. Rebound. Genius will save it back over so they can play for the last shot. It is a 1 second difference of shot clock, game clock. Jean now watched by Pierre-Louis. Jean. Kick out. Genius 3. Nylon. Slow out of the gates. Finish off strong. And with that, Champlain is down by a score 66-41 lead. Stay tuned here on Cavaliers TV. Thank you. Welcome back here to Cavs TV. 66-41 lead for the Dynamic over the Cavaliers. The Cavs winning the quarter 21-20. Champlain shooting 14-47. They made 8 field goals in that quarter. Brébeuf 27-51. They made 9 in that quarter. Top point getters: Miguez 13, Benoit 16, Bambo with 10 for Champlain. It is Constant with 11. Still at 11. Did not score a point in the third quarter play. And now it is Taloctan with it. Back over to Cardi Jean against He. 5 left in the shot clock. Jean is fouled, and he will go to the line for 2 with 9:38 left here in this quarter play. Teams this year are shooting 63% against Brébeuf from the free throw line. Champlain shot 61%, and teams shooting 71% against Champlain. Brébeuf shot 69% in that game. And now the free throw attempt. It is Jean at the line. 66-42 lead. And he hits in that one. 66-43 lead. 9:35 left here in this fourth quarter of play. He now with it. Backdoor Bamba going over. Benoit. Miguez, center arc. Splash. They make it look easy. Science meeting the arts. And they got that one to go through. 69-43 lead. And back with it is Jean, watched by He. Pivoting to the right, now to the left. Jean with it. La Marche, back over. Here is Taloctan with it from the center arc, back over. Jesus 3, airmailed that, and back over it comes. Here's Benoit as he's gliding and sliding, looking over to the right, back out. Miguez, extra pass, Benoit, 3, nylon. It is fizzing for them, and they are hitting the three-point shot. They've been on target so far. That is their 8th 3 of the day, and they are definitely running and gunning and have been a royal watch so far today. .8:34 left here in this ball game. And Champlain is in deep water without a life raft to save them. And they need to figure out some wins now going towards the month of February, because it doesn't get any easier with the Huntsic and Vanier and then Horizon. Champlain 3-5 at home. They're 1-6 on the road. And their calling card might be the final 4 games where they have John Abbott, Sherbrooke, Outaouais included. And right now it is Benoit who is including Champlain on his hit list of a 74-43 lead with 8:10 left here in this fourth quarter play. With Gagnon. Here is Constant. Going to his left against Benoit, fade away, and he overcooked that shot. And now Benoit is spinning, looking for help. He finds Miguez. They got plenty of real estate to work with down the left side as he'll slow it down and look to really burn clock as we're south of 8 in this fourth quarter play in this 74-43 lead. He looking, and that was what you call acrobatic and emphatic, and a kill shot to put Brébeuf up 76-43. And it's stolen. Bogdage, long ball. Bamba saves it right to Gagnon. And back over to Constant. And Constant now in transition. Now he'll drop it back over and switch a play back out to Constant on the right side. Into paint, he goes to his left, going up with the window, and N1. And a 76-45 lead with 7:15 left here in this quarter. And Berard will come back in for the Cavaliers. So Berard in the game. Gagnon off. No subs here for the Dynamic. 7:15 left here. It is Constant at the line. Looking to add to his total. He is 5 for 10. Make it 5 for 11 from the free throw line. So he's missed 6 free throws now on 13 points, 2 rebounds. And that goes out of bounds. Back over to the Cavaliers with 7:09 left here in this ball game. So Champlain looking like they're going to drop to 4-12. Brébeuf about to improve to 12-3 and keep themselves in the conversation of a top 2 spot as they are chasing Vanier and Huntsic, and that ball is stolen, and away comes Benoit. One touch pass, Bamba with the Euro, and that is simply ravishing, and that is what you call king of the ring of how they are so far today, up by a score 78-45. Back in it comes, and that goes out of bounds. A turnover by Champlain once again. And a timeout called. 6:46 left here. Brébeuf is on their way to victory, up by scores 78-45. Is there an update in the score? Welcome back here to Cavs TV. It is a complete deluge of Brébeuf. The burgundy and white really starting to put it together now. For Mike Shemilewski, it is all hands on deck. We want to hit the peak at the right time. And, you know, with 8 games in 28 days, this is hitting the peak on its way towards that momentum as they'll finish with thick and fast games that they have 8 and 28 before the playoffs. And if this team stays healthy, with a month to go before we hit the Final Four at Edouard Montpetit in about 5.5 weeks from now, this could be a fascinating team. And the women's team for Champlain extends their undefeated run, 54-42 final over Vanier. And now the Lady Cavs are on their way towards locking in the #1 seed with games to go in the regular season. And for the Cavaliers of the men's edition, they're about to drop to 4-12, and with 6 games to go, in all likelihood, they're going to have to win at least 5, maybe 4, at least 4, if not 5, to get in the playoffs. And that will be a real state of execution if they can pull off the great escape here late in the season of this campaign. Diaz with it, and here's Cardi-Jean the other way. Jean. Low to the ground, and now trying to get around He, who's keeping step for step with him. Pierre-Louis on Diaz. And they work the interplay once more. Diaz from the center arc. Back heel, rebound, and right over to Genius as he will give it back over to Diaz as he will now glide. Kick out to the near side, back out to Constant. Dribbling, jumping, shot is no good. Rebounded by Bamba. South of 6 to go in this game. And back with his Reese. Pierre-Louis, He. Reese again. Back over is Bordage. A 3 for Reese. He can't hit. Constant with the recovery. Reese is on 1 of 4 from triple range today. And now it's Constant with him. Constant losing it. Pierre-Louis. He's got it back up ahead. Here comes Bordage. And he might have been blocked by Berard. No call. And now it's back over to Brébeuf. Reese back to Bamba. 14 left in the shot clock. And now he looks to see what options are there. Pirouette's going to his left. And that pass just got right by Reese. And now in the game will be Ndomi. And also coming in the game will be Papa, who will be in the game as well. So you figure for Chmielewski, he might empty out his bench. And Bamba with 5:17 left might have run his last sprints of the day, unless otherwise, as Bubaz will come in as well. So Brébeuf looking like they are bringing in the backup actors now for this. Diaz from the center arc. Back heel, rebound, Ndomi, reload again for the Cavaliers. Diaz now to the right side, going up with his left. Back heel again. Rebound right over to Genius as they reload once more. And new 14 as we're south of 5 in this ballgame. Cardi-Jean watched by Pierre-Louis. Ndomi with the pick left. Cardi-Jean, back door open. Berard with a two-handed slam. 5 times led the team in blocks at 2 versus Brébeuf, shooting 54%, 28 defensive rebounds. And for Berard, that is his first 2 points of the day, 1 of 2 shooting, and his 78-47 lead. Pierre-Louis, stolen by Diaz. He back, Diaz with the slam, and now 78-49 lead with 4:19 left here in this ballgame. The only player with significant background of experience out there is He and Bordage, and Pierre-Louis showing the veteran move on a crucial flick as he's hungry for points, and he makes it 80-49. And for the Dynamic, they might be close enough to 87 if they can hit a few more baskets. Diaz deflected back out to Berard as they'll slow it back over to Jean. We're at 3:45 left here in this ballgame. Cardi-Jean posting up, looking out, Genius. And a whistle and a turnover. And for Champlain, it is now more or less 12th loss in their cards. Brébeuf on their way to victory, and now they will wrap up their 4-game road trip with a trip to Thetford and their home to Vanier. And that will be a compelling game here. And with 3:15 left in this ball game, for the Cavaliers, they have their big hitters out, and you wonder for Dan Martin if he will take them out to keep them healthy going towards their final stretch of games. And a beautiful pirouette by Bubez, showing his attacking armory, using the spin and using the forensic touch again. 82-51 lead, 2:50 left here in this ballgame. Genius. Diaz for 3. Can't hit. Rebound. Bubez saved out of bounds. And this will be Brébeuf ball with Gagnon and Peart coming in. And we Berard. Gagnon. Swung around, Diaz. Pivot, Diaz. Jumper, 3. Airmailed. Rebound, Bubez. Reese with it. 2:30 left in this ball game. Reese. Back over and now down low. Bubez now in the lower block. Tried to find Popeye and now he goes over and Bubez looking like Joakim Noah out there. The pent up aggression released by him. 84-51 lead. And a whistle again. And this will be a foul going against the Dynamic of Brébeuf. And now in the game will be Nick C. Armstrong for the first time today. See minimal playing time coming off the bench, shooting a perfect 100% from the field this year. So perhaps he will extend that mark. Diaz. Pierce 3. Can't hit. Rebound out of bounds. And with 1:58 left here in this ball game, Champlain now look forward to a road game at Hunsik and Vanier. And then they'll be home in a fortnight's time. Looking to keep their hopes alive, perhaps. We'll have a clearer picture by then if Vanier or Champlain is still in play for the 8th seed. And Berard with the recovery. Here's Diaz with 1:35 left in this ball game. Gagnon with the 3. Back heel, rebound. Pierre ricochets, and it goes back over to Sanon Bredilescu, who's in the game as well for the first time today. Played in 7 games, 25% from the field, 3 defense rebounds, make it 4 for him now. And the only concern for the Dynamic is to equal their season output of 87 points per game. They're at 84 with 1:15 left in this ball game. And with that, it will be Brébeuf ball with 1:15 left here in this ball game. Backing up. Here is Popa. 5 left in the shot clock. Popa. Behind the back, Popa losing it. 3-on-1. Peart on the left side. Peart can't finish. Rebound. Right back to Brébeuf. 55 seconds left in this ball game. And now in transition it is. Reese jumper is no good. Rebound. Nick C. Armstrong is going to be no call, a travel. But had that gone through, that would have maintained its 100% field goal shooting streak with 44.7 left here in this ball game. And the Cavaliers are content now to keep this game at 3 for Diaz. Rebound Berard, and it goes right back to Popa, who loses it over to Gagnon. Popa now, Gagnon has it as he does a gator roll, and over to Diaz with 20 seconds left. This could be the last act for the Cavaliers. And this will be a foul against the Dynamic of Brébeuf. And that will be the first on Azzy. And now and Diaz hits that one. 17.4 left for 84-52 game and 84-53 game. And now Reese will run the clock out. A convincing one for Brébeuf. They improved to 12-3. Champlain will drop to 4-12, and their season will hang on their next couple of road games. By then, we will know if they're still in play for a playoff spot or playing out the string of games. And that'll do it here. Final score: Brébeuf 84, Champlain 53. We'll see you in a fortnight's time for doubleheader action on Friday nights here from St-Lambert, Quebec. We'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.